In case you don't know who I am, I'm the founder of the No More Rates campaign. And 10 years ago, some of you might have marched with me on a previous march when we rebelled against the ARC rates increase. And 10 years after that, I find myself here fighting the same sort of issue. This time though, unfortunately, it seems to be in the hands of a single man. The man you seem to want gone. What interested me on the march today, on just a couple of occasions, and up here, there appeared to be a couple of people who wanted Len Brown to stay. I find that difficult to understand, except that they do say that Len Brown was a good mayor in his first term. I'd like to dispute that. And one of his great decisions, which is coming to you in a house near where you live, is we're soon going to have 3 wheelie bins. Do you remember that? Who wants 3 wheelie bins? Well, we'll send them all back. That's another waste of money.
His wife should have asked him where his wheelie bin.
And you've heard a little bit about the unitary plan. Len Brown is solely responsible for that unitary plan being out for public consultation now. It was rushed, it was foolish, the consultation wasn't good, and most of the councillors had hardly read a word of it. And that has come out in recent times when we heard that in the plan there's permission, there's an allowance for council officers to put up buildings in parks without consultation. So those of you who love your parks could find a building going up there that you know nothing about and nobody's spoken to you about it.
And you have to get Kiwi approval as well.
Well, that's the next one that's come up secretly, and it's only just emerged. This is 6 months after the plan was released. If you want to do something in your property, if you want to do something in the garden, dig a rose bed, put a deck up, any small addition to your party, you will have to consult one of 19 iwi to get permission. And that is utterly ridiculous.
And what will that cost?
Exactly. They don't do it for free.
I never do it.
20 grand for a bird by a thumb bitten.
So there's something for you to chew on over the next week, because if you don't like the unitary plan or whatever whatever parts of it you've heard, you should put a submission in before next Friday. You can soon get one from your local library. So that's the unitary plan, another of Len Brown's terrible actions during his first mayor, when everyone said he was a good mayor. And now at the start of the new term, he's done something else that's going to get us into an awful lot of trouble if it happens. 10 days ago, he wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. And he said to the Prime Minister, I want to start my Central Rail link in 2016. Not 2020, I want to start it in 2016. The city won't survive without it. Now the trouble is, the government has said, you can start in 2020 if you've got enough passengers to fill it and enough people round about to support it. Those were the reasonable conditions. But not for Len. He wants to go ahead right now. And to make it easy, he said to the Prime Minister, I will pay for all the construction work between now and 2020. What he means is you and me and the city. Fortunately, the Prime Minister's turned him down, because if he'd gone along that road, we'd have been stumped with higher rates between now and the next 20 years. So luckily, I don't think that will go ahead. Now finally, one thing. We've had our march, you've expressed your views, and although we don't have a huge crowd here, we know from what we see in the press, see on the television, from things like Facebook, there are hundreds and thousands of people who want Len Brown gone. And they're complaining that there's no way we the people can get rid of him. And as the law stands, there isn't. So I'm proposing to take up something I had a few years ago, and that is introducing the power to recall the mayor. Yeah. So in the next few days I'll be discussing with some friends to see how we get this launched as probably an internet petition, and with enough of those we'll present it to Parliament and ask for legislation, because it will apply to the whole of New Zealand, and what's happened in Auckland will happen throughout New Zealand unless we get some opposition. So stand down, Len Brown.
Len Brown! Yeah! If it's Brown! Yeah! Bloody wonderful crowd there.